Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to recap day 2 of the Bree Kuhn case. This is an interesting one. Still trying to put the pieces together because why she shot this man, I don't know. That's a good question. We're going to dive into it. Welcome back to the channel. Crafting and Crime Daily. I'm your host, Rebecca, aka Crafting Journey, because I do all these different crafts. Today, I am diamond painting because my October, the Halloween one that seems like it's going to be a Christmas one too at this point. Anyway, thanks for joining me for day 2 of the Bree Kuhn case. She is on trial for the murder of her husband, Collin Turner. This happened on September 8th of 2021. After the police were out to their house numerous times. If you want to see all of that video footage, where the body cam footage, where they come out to the house, not once, not twice. Well, the third time it was too late. 3 times. She shot him 4 times. Yes. So, why, you say? Well, on the first video, you see her describing to the officers that he was battering her, that he threw into a wall, threw onto the floor, and then over the weekend, he raped her. And one of the officer whose body cam footage that was, he took the stand, and they asked him, "Didn't you hear her say that he had raped her?" And he's like, "I don't remember that." He was focused on the battery because that's the call that they got, that she had been battered. He doesn't remember. He says, I heard it on the body cam footage, but I honestly don't remember her telling me that. Would things have been different? Like, how does someone tell you that and you don't remember it and you just kind of ignore it? And he did. He glossed over it. He's like, "I want to know where the bruises are," and which I understand. I understand completely. But I I have defended women during domestic violence allegations. I defended one woman who was accused of battering her boyfriend, and I got up in front of the jury and I said, "Hey, when this man walks in to testify, I want you to take a good look at him, and you tell me who battered who." And this guy comes walking in the courtroom. He was huge. He was like tall and big muscled. What the jury didn't know is that she maced him first. She did beat the crap out of him. She maced him. Anyway, I got her off. Back to the story. Okay, so why did she shoot her husband? We don't know. So after the opening statements yesterday, which I described, and I showed you that video footage, I hope you watched it because I just find it really interesting to watch, and retrospectively knowing that within several hours she's going to shoot him and kill him, and what led up to it. So in any case, we hear from all of the officers whom body cam footage that I showed, and some that we didn't see before, but not really relevant. There was one piece of body cam footage where a canine officer goes into the house and he's looking for the gun, and he finds it in a holster behind the toaster. Like, what? Why are you putting the gun behind the toaster? I don't know. You just shot your husband. And the testimony, the evidence is showing that after she shot her husband, she takes the kids over to the neighbor's house. And this is a police interview that we got to see. She takes the kids over to the neighbor's house, and then she quickly comes back to help him. So at what point is she putting this gun behind the toaster? I don't know. Or was that even the gun that none of the ballistics, there was no ballistic testing. Nothing was sent to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. And yeah, we're in Florida. The gift that keeps on giving. Florida. It's a hell of a drug. Florida. I know that's a Taylor Swift song. I have to reference Taylor Swift in every video. Can we just shout out to the glitter freckles? Like, where do I get some glitter freckles? I need them. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. It's not any case, back to the murder. So they put on all these officers, then they put on this one witness who's really interesting. She was a naval petty officer, chief petty officer at the time of this shooting. She's now out of the military, of course, and they have opted not to court-martial her. But this guy that took stand was her boss, and she was active duty at the time. But through his testimony, we learned it wasn't full-time active duty because she was just coming out of the hospital from a suicide attempt. And so she worked on and off, and she was like his assistant. But one of the things he does in his profession, or in his, I don't know what his title was in the Navy, but he's part of this program that Navy has for family counseling when spouses come to them that they're being abused or sexually assaulted or neglected in some way. They have this program that they will put people in. And he described the whole program. I thought it was really fascinating. So she's certainly aware that this program exists because she is his assistant. So here's how he finds out about all this going down. She doesn't show up for work that day. So he gives her a call to see if she's okay. And I don't remember what the response was. But or if she even responded to him, I don't recall. So he goes into a meeting with his boss, and they're in this meeting, and they get interrupted during the meeting to say that Collin Turner is on the phone and he needs to talk to you. Now, this is a spouse calling. And he proceeds to tell this guy, listen, she's cut off all my access to finances. I'm trying to get the kids away from her. She's, mentally not there. And so his job was to talk him off the ledge, like, hey, are you safe? And he said, yeah, I think I'm safe. So he calls her and he talks to her, and she says the same thing. I'm safe. If they, the cops have been called. And so bottom line is, he didn't see any reason for immediate intervention because he has the authority, or he can get permission from his commanding officer to take her into what's called a cooling room. And what that is they take they put her in the barracks for 3 days. They clear out a room, they put her in there, and they let her calm down. But he said both of their demeanor was very he didn't find anything about their demeanor to suggest that there was any need for them to be separated. And I thought the same thing when I saw that body cam footage, that neither one of them were exhibiting demeanor which suggests that they needed to be separated. Like, he wasn't really angry with her, she wasn't really angry with him, and it seemed like they were going to calmly work things out. They were both very calm, didn't seem agitated at all. Like, if I was upset with my husband, man, you would know it. The cops would know it, because I'd be like, get him out of my face. Get him out of here. Yeah. Anyway. So all those officers take the stand. This guy takes a stand, which I thought was really interesting. interesting testimony. So he did not feel like there was really need for intervention that day to put her into the barracks or for a timeout or anything like that. I wonder what he thinks retrospectively now. Maybe if someone had separated those two, someone. And then we hear from the medical examiner. And this is not the medical examiner that did the autopsy. The medical examiner that did the autopsy died in a car accident 2 years after he did the autopsy, because this happened in 2021. So she gets assigned the case because it's going to go to court. The office divvied up his files, and she got this one. But she said clearly 4 gunshot wounds through the back, entrance wounds in the back, exit wounds out the chest. It affected, and she could not tell like which came first of the 4 wounds, but all 4 wounds individually could have caused his death. They were all fatal gunshots. One in particular that hit his heart. The others, one hit his cervical spine and fractured it. Both lungs were affected, fractures on both ribs, right and left ribs, spleen, the diaphragm, the pericardium, which is the sac around the heart. Like she said, at the most, he would have been alive a couple of minutes, 1 to 2 minutes at the most. So there was no way she was going to help him. No. So the cause of death was multiple gunshot wounds, and the manner of death was homicide. So that was her testimony. And there were photos that were shown to the jury, but not to us. And that's fine with me. I don't need to see the photos. There was a video about one of the body cam videos that I did not show you, where they showed the body. I'm like, did they realize they're showing the body here? Like he was sprawled out. And yeah, I'm not going to show it to you, but it was clear he was dead. It was a very bloody scene. And it was eerie because, he's got the same outfit on he had in the videos that you just watched. And anyway, oh, so sad. He's in the garage, on the garage floor. So then we get testimony. I'm going into day 2 now. The lead detective takes a stand, and they're showing through him her initial interview. They bring her into a room. You could tell she's in shock. She's still in shock. She keeps saying, I want to talk to my dad. I want to talk to my dad. And eventually they do let her talk to her dad. The interview lasts, including the phone call she has with her dad, which is recorded and we get to hear it. It's like 58 minutes. So I'm not going to show you that whole thing, but I'll try to describe it as much as I can. So they first get her comfortable. She wants to sit in a particular chair, which unfortunately is not on camera. It's just it's just out of camera view. So we can see the 2 detectives that are questioning her, but we can't see her. Now they do change the camera angle when she's talking to her dad. So we can see her demeanor when she's talking to her dad. They ask her, what happened? What happened that day? And she kind of goes through the day and she's talking about what happened, and he kept threatening to take her kids. This seemed to be her big complaint. At no time during these 58 minutes where she's talking to these 2 detectives and to her dad does she ever say that she was sexually assaulted by her husband. Never mentions that.
So what happened after the law enforcement left the second time?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Which part?
After they left. When I know I called my mom. He was in the garage again, and I locked him out. I locked it for some reason. I think to talk to him.
You locked him out for some reason, and that was
No,
the top.
I locked him out. He was in the garage. I locked him out.
Okay.
But he didn't. He was still in the garage. It's open the door to talk to him. And he tried coming in, so I blocked the door and he kicked my foot. And was trying to push to go to the door. And I was trying to keep him out. I don't. And then I shot him. And he was still coming towards me. I don't think I shut the door and I went to get my kids and I took them out of the house, threw them back to go to the neighbor's house, and I saw a kid riding his bike, and I stopped him and I told him to call 911. And then I was banging on my neighbor's door, shaking them to call 911. And to take the kids so I could go back and help him because I shot at him.
How many times did you shoot him, Bruce? Not sure. So just to kind of...
I didn't mean to shoot him. It was at least twice I didn't mean to shoot him, but I did. And he said something, and just the look on his face. So I was like,
What was the look on his face?
he was gonna kill me. And that's how I shot him.
Okay. Where did you get the gun? And you said you came to the door. Did you already have the gun in your hands?
I think so.
You already had the gun in your hand when you came to the garage door?
I think
You think so?
I don't know.
Okay. It seems like it all happened pretty quick. I can definitely see that it all happened just very quickly.
And he's dead. There's.
So
I went to go help him. And I couldn't get in the front door because I had taken out the batteries from earlier. And the garage door was closed, so I ran back around back. And opened the garage. He was just covered in blood. I was screaming. Just screaming. I couldn't open the garage door to let like the neighbors in, and I did. I went over. I pulled it. I was able to open it. I was. I tried to. He was.
I believe that you tried to help him. Okay.
Was he dead? Is he dead? They would tell me he was dead.
Yes, ma'am. He passed away. I know that all happened pretty quick. Okay, so you locked him in the garage. You came to the door.
I want to my dad, please.
Here in a little while, okay?
I
But we gotta
can't.
get through this first. This is
can't.
important.
No.
Where's the gun normally kept so we can go get it?
It was in, it's in the kitchen. I put it in the kitchen.
Where is it normally kept?
In my closet.
Your closet?
Yeah, we have 3 guns.
Do you guys share a closet, or is it your closet, his closet?
We share a closet.
Okay.
How is it normally kept? I mean, there's kids in the house, so I figured there was a way to keep it away.
It's the shotgun is the one that's out.
Is the handgun in a safe? Is it in its lockbox? Is it in its gun container?
No, it's just up high.
It's just up high.
Yeah.
Okay. So the kids can't get it. That's why it's up high. Okay. Why did you have the gun when you went to the garage door? Do you know?
I just wanted them to go. Why did they arrest him when I called the police? Why did they arrest him? I didn't want him dead.
I wasn't out there.
I told them.
Was he on the...
Where are my kids?
Where were your babies when this was?
Where are my babies now?
Where were they at?
They don't have a dad.
Where were
They
they
don't
at?
go to jail. They don't.
Hey, Bree, where were your babies at when this went down?
They were in my room.
They were in your room? Okay. Do they normally hang out in there, or did you tell them to go to your room?
I don't know.
You're not sure? Okay. You've got 2 small ones, and then you have a 12-year-old girl. Okay. Where was your 12-year-old at?
With them.
They were with them in your room?
Yeah.
Okay. Was he on the phone
Did
at
you
all?
guys call? Did you call my in-laws so they could come?
We'll take care of
We
it.
will take care of it. Okay, they're gonna be safe.
Oh. They're good.
Was he doing anything when you opened up the garage door? Was he talking on the phone, or was he working on anything in the garage? What was he doing when you opened up the garage door?
Can I please? I just want to talk about Dad.
I know you do. I know.
I don't.
We'll get you a phone, but it is real important that we get everything out of you so we know how to make sense of everything, okay?
Doesn't make sense. My husband's dead.
Never mentions that. So she does not give her dad any explanation for why it happened. But what she tells the officers is that, they wouldn't arrest him because I didn't have any marks on me. And she kept saying, why didn't you just arrest him? He'd be alive. He's my best friend. And now the kids don't have a dad. Well, that's on you, honey, not them. But whatever. Anyway, so She proceeds to tell them that she had locked him in the garage. Now, I remember during the opening statements, the defense attorney telling the jury, there's no way you can lock a garage. You cannot be locked into a garage. Well, she tells the police that she took the battery out of the garage door opener. So, of course, he can't get out. So, he's locked in this garage in September. So, she said about an hour or so, she opens the garage door. I don't remember why, but she opens the garage door and he's kicking. And she's trying to close the door again. And that's when she shoots him. She said when he was kicking at her, she saw a look in his eye that she felt like he was going to kill her. Now, my question is, you already had a gun in your hand when you opened that garage door? You got some explaining to do. What were you going to do with that gun? You weren't in fear for your life until after you opened that door. You just said that. So she shoots him. He was shot in the back 4 times. Her explanation makes no sense. If he's kicking at you and trying to get the door open, then he's obviously facing you. So we know that right away, this is not the right story. She's not telling the truth. This is not what happened. So anyway, they go on, and she's very upset, very visibly upset. And I don't think this is probably the right time to get anything out of her. But I could be wrong. I'm not policed in the art of interviewing suspects. And maybe there's some advantage to interviewing them up front while they're still in shock. I don't know. So they let her call her father because they've taken possession of her cell phone. They let her call her father, and her father's he's up in New York. He doesn't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Did you waive your rights? Yes, I've waived my rights. I've given them an interview. Well, what did you say? And she never tells him what she said. So eventually she asks him, can he take the kids? Can you and mom take the kids? Just so they don't, not permanently, just so they don't have to go to foster care, just till I can get them back. And he doesn't answer her. And some time passes, and then he says, I need you to know that I did not answer your question because, you don't understand the situation here. He didn't want to take the kids. He didn't want to take those kids. What is going on that we don't know about in this case? So he says, we'll work all that out tomorrow. We'll start making phone calls. You need to get a public defender until we can figure things out. And that can be my point of contact. And we'll figure out where the kids are. And we'll get them to a safe place. And la-di-da-di-da. But he wouldn't take those kids. I wouldn't hesitate for a second to take my grandkids. What? Now, the 12-year-old went with her father. But the 2 younger ones that were his and her kids, Collin and Bree's children, I think they went into Child Protective Service custody. She had left him with the neighbor after she shot her husband. And that's where they are for now until I learn more about this case. So that's where we're at in this case. Take a look at that. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.